Jeff, your thoughts on what Gene and I are going over here, and the contention is Juan Martinez poked a big hole in Dr. Samuels, basically saying your diagnosis is based on lies? Your thoughts, Jeff?
Mike, I tell you, it's more than that. I think the defense has crumbled. I think that the linchpin of this defense are these experts. Jodi limped off the stand. I think that she made it through. There were highs and lows. You know, I was disappointed at her memory loss. The only way for me or that jury to get over the memory loss is this expert. And who do they put on the stand, Mike? They put a guy, not who writes the book on post-traumatic stress disorder, but this is the guy who reads an article while he's at rehab on post-traumatic stress in criminals. It's crazy. There's two things you want for a witness: competence and credibility. This guy showed he was incompetent because his whole test was based on lies, and when he knew they were lies, he didn't retest. And credibility, the cardinal rule of psychology. It's Psychology 101. You don't treat someone and do a forensic exam. That's a cardinal rule. Everyone who's a psychologist knows that, and right out of the box, Juan was able to show that that's exactly what he did. Fell under Jodi's spell and gave her a present. Treated her because he thought she might be suicidal. Well, if she was suicidal, you call 911. You send her to the hospital if you're a forensic examiner. You don't treat her.
Yeah, and that line there led to that heated exchange. Basically, again, like you're saying there, Jeff, Juan Martinez basically saying you were fond of Jodi and giving her therapy, assistance. You lose your objectivity that way. We'll let you listen to that exchange here in just a little bit. And again, Dr. Richard Samuels is going to be back on the stand, and you know it's going to be more combat, more tension with the prosecutor, Juan Martinez, as he's going to do what Jeff and Gene were alluding to, try to discredit this expert witness who's trying to tie Jodi Arias' story up. He's on the stand in a matter of moments. You're not going to miss a moment here on HLN. Great point. So, Jeff, that's a great point. So who wins in that exchange? Martinez is making a good point about objectivity, but yet is he bullying too much to where that point is lost?
Absolutely not. You know, Juan got some criticism from a lot of pundits, so to speak, legal analysts, that said he was too tough at times on Jodi Arias. At times I agreed with that he was too tough. But I got to say this. This expert is a paid warrior. He is a professional. He is being paid to testify in court. He is not a lamb, okay, for the slaughter. Juan is doing his job. What this expert did was unethical, clearly, 100%. You don't treat and examine. You don't get wrapped up personally with your client. Do you hear what he just said? It was like, who's on first? Third base. Come on, that was ridiculous. And I got to say, the final thing about that, Mike, is that he was trying to tell the prosecutor, I'm not treating her because, oh, she had suicide. Well, which is it? If she had suicide, you call 911. You know, you send her to somebody. If you're just examining her, you're supposed to be divorced. Your job is to send her away. What he said was ridiculous. Juan was right to go right to him on that, and I think he won that exchange, clearly.
And you said, real quick, Jeff, you said you've watched the jury. Have there been moments where Juan Martinez is at his fiery best, and you can see the jurors rolling their eyes like, oh, man, I don't know if I like this? You seen that at all?
Not yesterday. I think the way I perceived it is they were sitting up, paying attention in every respect to that cross-examination. Why? Because they know what we have discussed. This expert is the linchpin. Without this expert, there is no defense. I didn't remember any.
All right, back with testimony. You're not going to miss a moment here on HLN.
Mike, we've told the viewers time and again over these weeks that what Juan Martinez has to do is show that Jodi Arias is a liar. It's not that hard to do. She's done that to herself. But if he gets them to believe that what she told them for 18 days was a lie to their face, then nothing can be believed. And what she told to the expert was a lie, and he believed it. He made his whole diagnosis based on it, never retested. He said, perhaps, or maybe I should have retested her once I found out that everything she told me was a lie. The intruder story, circled number 4, you may remember from the testimony. The circled number 4, the big factor was you were assaulted by a stranger, as if to emphasize that, and that was totally baloney. He never went back and did it. You know, this expert's had a lot of problems, and I just don't know, you know, how they're going to rehabilitate him. And I think Juan's going to go to the crime scene now and finish him off with every inconsistency and everything that Jodi said was a liar. Because liar, liar, pants on fire. This girl is done if the jury believes she's a liar.
Finds out new information, but yet writes no addendum. Pretty damning, isn't that?
That's right. It's very damning, because he didn't write a report, because this is his client, the one that's paying him. It doesn't really help her. He only wrote a supplement as to new information that was reported on something else provided by the court. Well, come on. This was, and his specialty is sexual matters. And he's writing a report that she's never had anal sex before and that it matters. And now he finds out she did have it with 2 other boyfriends, and he acknowledged here today that that would matter to his report, but he didn't want to change it. Now, what would be the reason he didn't want to change it? Juan alluded to it. You know, look, 12 dates with Jodi and he's whipped already? I mean, you know, look, what, you know, this is crazy. Is it because she was paying her, because he liked her, or because he's a fool? What is going on here? And the defense knows this is coming and didn't take the sting out of it on direct, meaning that they should have talked about it so it wasn't a shock now. Yeah, because you're right, it is a shock.
Well, and to what you said, some straight talk there. It was a fiery objection from Jennifer Wilmot. Is Juan Martinez used that terminology? Would you like her? There was a relationship. Right. You know, very, wow. Again, incredible stuff going on here. You want to take a break, guys? Okay, let's take a quick break. Again, you're not missing a moment of testimony.